you may have seen on the internet, I then took a toilet break in the bush, which they captured, which was very kind of them. I'm sure you all enjoyed it. And then I was basically shouting, has anyone got CO2? People were going past. Luckily for me, my knight in shining armour, in the form of Rebecca Keat, one of my rivals, just leant behind, grabbed hers, threw it to me, says, Chrissie, I owe you one. Sorry, Chrissie, you owe me one. Off you go. And I, used the CO2 and off I went. But, it was absolutely amazing what Beck did. She's not a teammate. I wouldn't even have considered her really a friend before. I'd met her once. She didn't have to do it for me. And it was a real gesture of true sportsmanship, and I'm really grateful to her. And we've been in touch since, and she's a true friend now, and I really am grateful for everything that she did. Back on the bike, I made up for lost time relatively quickly, and went into the lead at about 130k, and then just never looked back. I never like to physically look back when I'm racing, but I didn't. I just powered on, and managed to put 6 or 7 minutes in between myself and the second girl that was Yvonne van Klerken, going into the run. The first 10 kilometres, I didn't actually feel that good. I'd had a stomach issues since actually the start of the race, so I was feeling a bit dehydrated. I wasn't sure that my body was going to hold out, so I certainly wasn't confident in the victory at that point. So I think I was very, very, very focused, more focused than many people have seen me before on that first 10k. And then I started to feel a lot stronger. I went through the half in 1:25, which was good for me. I didn't have a target time necessarily. I knew that I was capable of around, I was hoping 2:56 was what I was, hoping for. Anything sub 3, obviously, I'd be pleased with, especially in those conditions. Someone told me that it hit 108 in the energy lab, so that's on the tarmac. But it was incredibly hot and a lot hotter than last year. I guess I knew I had the victory when it was about 30k into the run, the last 10k. Although it sounds like a lot to shorter course athletes for an Ironman, the last 10k, or for me it doesn't seem like so much. And when I knew then I had like a 10-15 minute gap on Yvonne, and I was confident that my body was going to hold out. And then I really enjoyed the last 10 or 12k, and to win has absolutely blown me away. I went in wanting so desperately to win, but to actually come home and race Union Jack still brings tears to my eyes. It really does. It's overwhelming, it's amazing, it's exhilarating. I had my family on the finish line, which made it so special to me. I'm so incredibly proud to be double world champion, and to be a British double world champion, is even better. And the party continued right up until the finish line at midnight, and it has to be seen to be believed, and it's really quite amazing and very inspirational to stand there and cheer people on and watch them and put medals around their neck and see the kind of joy, elation, perseverance and everything in their faces. It's really quite fantastic, and it makes me incredibly pleased and proud to do this sport. That's me and my mum and dad. This is the pre-race nutrition very, very quickly. That's what I had the day before the race. We cut out fibre, or I cut out caffeine 7 days before, and then take it in tablet form and in gels on race day. And I cut out fibre 3 days before. So that's what I had the day before. That's my breakfast, which I have before every Ironman. It's not a lot. It's important for me to get fat in, obviously, because I have quite a low body fat. The extra fat to burn is very useful. And then this is my race nutrition. I actually bought some packets, and you can take some away. This is my sponsor, but I do use it. I use 3 of these in 2 bottles, or 3 in each bottle, 2 bottles on the bike, plus chocolate bar, 2 caffeinated gels on the bike, and then 6 caffeinated gels, 1 every 25 minutes on the run. It's not that much, and you know doing an Ironman you're going to be in calorie deficit. Of course you are. You've got to practice. I know from experience, from training and from racing, what I can cope with and what works for me. What works for me won't work for you. So you have to, you just have to try and see. People often make the error of taking too much on, and that's a big mistake. The other mistake I see is people taking salt tablets, especially in hot conditions, and you get excessive salt, and then it really causes some stomach problems. So watch out for the salt tablets, especially if your drinks and your gels contain salt. My life has changed. Obviously, it's incredibly busy, but it's absolutely fantastic. I have a great manager that takes a lot of the weight off my shoulders and juggles more balls than I ever could. I've got some fantastic sponsors. I won't go into them, they're all on my website, but they've been really super supportive. I'll mention 2 local ones that have given me an incredible amount of product support, and that's Here Physio for Life and Sigma Sport in Hampton Wick have been really great, and they're local and they've been really supportive. What I've been really pleased about is the amount of media coverage this year. Now, I know it doesn't seem like a lot to you. Last year it was minimal, this year it's grown, and what I've been really pleased about is that since I've got back to London, it's been pretty much back to back. I've done local TV, 2 channels, radio, my regional TV stations. I met with the Guardian yesterday with Channel 5. I'm doing a full day with Trans World Sport tomorrow. I did an Observer feature, How You Got Your Body, which is sure is going to be very entertaining. But I guess what I'm trying to say, all joking aside, is we've never had a British Ironman champion. So the lack of media interest is to be expected. But it's up to me to change that. And it's only by me being proactive, getting myself out there, that we can slowly change it. It won't happen overnight. No, they're not going to have double-page spreads in the Daily Mail, thank the Lord, about Ironman. God bless David. But it's, in all seriousness, it's going to be slowly, incremental steps, but I will do what I can to be the best role model ambassador that you have ever seen for British triathlon. And, I can assure you of that. And I have been doing what I can, and I will do what I can to get triathlon, Ironman, women in sport, British sport into the media, here and overseas. And that's something I see as a very important role that I have as a pro and as a world champion. And following on from that is my opportunity to motivate and inspire people. I really enjoy giving talks like this. I really do. They're not a chore for me. I love being able to touch people's lives in a way that I never thought possible. And I will continue to do what I can also, to do that, and like I said, be a role model for the sport. Plans and goals very quickly. I know many of you are interested in this, and it's been covered quite a lot in the media about me changing coaches and leaving the team. Much of what has been said is very accurate, but I'll just reiterate it again here, that the team is transforming itself into a development team that helps development athletes. They want every athlete on the team to have the same manager and the same sponsors. That works for some people, especially athletes that are on the lower levels that haven't got their own sponsors, haven't got management. I wasn't prepared to leave my manager and leave my loyal and financially supportive sponsors. Unfortunately, that meant I had to give up my coach. I wish I could have stayed with Brett. He's an amazing coach. He's brought me so much success, and I'm incredibly grateful to him. But I couldn't fit within their structure anymore, and I've got to accept that. I don't you know, there's no bitterness or resentment. I've got to move on. Doors close, others open. I get a new coach. Can I do it without Brett? I don't know, but I'll give it a bloody best shot I can. You know, I've taken risks before, taken chances, and you know, I'll just give it 100% to my new coach, and hopefully go on to win many, many, many more titles. So I'm optimistic. I'm really positive. Yes, it's a shame, but yes, I will carry with me the, you know, the lessons I've learned. In terms of races, the schedule will look much the same as it did this year. I'll have a spring Ironman, a midsummer Ironman, and then Kona. Probably do 3 70.3s and some perhaps outdoors again, and maybe some Olympic distances just for training. I haven't signed race contracts yet, so I can't say what races I'm going to do. It'll probably be New Zealand or Australia. There's most likely to be Frankfurt, but there are other options. And then of course Kona. I'll just leave the last word for my the development work. You know, everyone knows that it's a huge passion of mine. It's what I've worked in for a number of years. I'm really, really grateful to you, and I do honestly mean that, for paying £5 to come and listen to me ramble. We've managed to raise, what is it? It's 500 quid.
Well, you guys coming tonight and talked before, we raised £400.
Yeah.
There's a guy put another £200 towards it, and Try 247 said they'll put some money towards it.
So I mean, that's raised a considerable amount of money, and I'm going to give that to Macmillan Cancer Support because it's an issue that's very close to my heart personally, and I've got a number of family friends that are suffering from cancer at the moment. I also auctioned my race glasses for breast cancer, for $600, which we're really pleased about. I'm auctioning my frame, which you should all be aware of, not this one, but the one I raced on in Frankfurt, outdoors, Timberman. It's just the frame, it's been signed, I've kept the components, sorry, but it's going to go on, it'll go on eBay at some point in the next few months, and I'm raising money, I don't know if many of you are aware, for the charity that I roll across the line for. It's a guy called John Blaze. He suffered from a motor neuron disease called ALS, and I'm going to do what I can to raise awareness about the disease and raise money to go into research. At the moment there's no money going into research, into treatment for the disease. So with his parents we're going to auction the frame for his foundation and for ALS research. So I will do what I can to help. Obviously my time is limited, but it's something that I'm incredibly passionate about, and when triathlon is over, sport for development, setting up a development-related sports foundation is what I want to do. It's going to take time, but that's an aspiration for the future. But in the meantime, what I want to do is carry on training, get faster, get stronger. I know I can do both. Bring home as many titles as I possibly can, and like I said, just try and be the best role model for the sport in Britain that I can possibly be. Just finish off by saying sorry for going over time. I know it's late. Thanks so much everyone for coming. I really appreciate it. I really do. It's great to be able to come and meet some British triathletes. Thanks to the guys here again for everything they've done for me, but also for hosting this, and to my friends, family, and sponsors that have supported me so much. You can ask me anything you like within reason. The marriage proposals are great. And then I have got my sponsors. One of the main clothing sponsors, Tier, they send me so much. So I've just got a lot of stuff. Well, not a lot actually, because the others got most of it, except for the little pink bikini. That didn't seem to go. I don't think it's very good for Box Hill in there. But yeah, so there's a few bits. So feel free to grab what you want at the end. And like I said, just take some of this if you wanna try it. It's there to be tried. But yeah, first of all, before signing, just photos. Photos? No. Questions. Please, Mark. Charmaine. Get water, please.
How much difference do you think it makes having larger components on your bike?
lighter components.
Yeah, like specifically aero bars.
Lighter aero bars or
Yeah.
having aero bars on your
Lighter aero bars.
Weight's an issue for some courses, but you know, if for very hilly courses, weight is more of an issue. A flat course like Hawaii, Western Australia, I'm talking Ironman here, but you know, thank you. Olympic distance, it doesn't really make that much difference. The power's in the engine. So on a flatter course, no, weight doesn't make that much difference. If you're climbing, yeah, it does, but you know, I think that investing more time in the training is more important than investing the money in getting the lightest components possible.
How exact is your bike setup? Do you talk about your cleats and things like that? And how exact do you have to maintain that?
I've never had a professional bike setup. I've gone solely on feel. I know what feels comfortable. I can feel if my cleat is slightly out of whack because, you know, my knee will start to hurt and I know, oh, it's because the cleat's slightly out. So everything on my bike is set up just so that I feel comfortable whilst, yeah, paying consideration to aerodynamics. But yeah, you've got to set your bike up as it, you know, as it suits you, rather than to a, you know, kind of a textbook.
Have you been sick this year?
Like, aside from when I got drunk last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from that, yeah.
Sick or injured? Like,
Not injured,
drained, no.
sick from training.
no.
So you haven't had any loss of training from being.
I've not missed one training day this year.
That answers my
Which
question.
is, I mean, obviously my physiology has a lot to do with it, but it's down to the training and having a coach, Brett, that could see when I needed a rest. I could walk on poolside and he would know she's tired, she needs a rest, without me even knowing, you know. So he was, you know, he was my eyes and ears when I wasn't as intuitive about myself.